Coming up next, a South Florida yacht captain who changed careers and launched her own fashion design business. Business Report producer David Weir talked with Heather Wendell and asked her how she morphed from being a woman of the sea into a fashion designer.
Well, about a year ago, my husband and I were considering a change from our current industry, the marine industry, because we really wanted to find a better lifestyle, a better quality of life, something that wasn't so all-consuming like the marine industry.
Like sailing around the world,
yeah.
Right?
Sailing around the world, you're only home 2 weeks out of the year, you know, that sort of a thing.
Yeah.
So we wanted something that gave us a little bit more time for ourselves. And at the same time that I was trying to think of an exit strategy for us, I was trying to replace a beach captain that my husband had picked up for me over in Europe. And the two, you know, quests just sort of collided, and I made some crazy comment like, what if I were to design some cover-ups and we could try and sell them? And so here I am a year later.
That's great. All right, so some of your guests were on the boats, and you were seeing them. They didn't have a cover-up for their bikinis or their bathing suits, and you said, I have an idea, right? You
know what, actually, you'd be amazed. A lot of the cover-ups that I did see on some of the guests on board the boats were maybe not as lustrous or as exciting as I thought they could be. Yeah, as glamorous.
Someone like throwing on an old T-shirt.
Yeah. So I knew that I could do something that actually matched the bathing suit a little bit better.
Well, we're going to show on the screen right now some of the designs that you did with the cover-up thing. And where are you going to make?
We make them domestically here in the United States, and we actually source the fabric from all over the globe, from France and the Orient and Italy. And the garments are constructed here in the United States. The embellishments are designed and applied here in the United States.
That's terrific. So it's all made in the USA. That's great.
Yes.
Usually, almost in the apparel industry now, it's all made over in Taiwan or Mexico, you know.
Yeah, a lot of outsourcing going on, a lot of outsourcing. But I think Isola Isabella has a very nice balance between international sourcing and domestic production. And domestic production was really important for me so that I could maintain strict control over quality, you know, in terms of the fit of the garment. I really wanted something that was tailored and didn't just hang on the form. In terms of the embellishment placement, I really wanted to make sure that the Swarovski crystals were exactly where they were supposed to be.
Right. Well, you know, the apparel business is a tough business, you know. How did you get yourself involved in that, you know, being inexperienced in it?
You know, it was a completely new ball game for me, and I thought it was very important at the beginning, you know, because with any new business venture, of course, you do your research and you make sure that you're getting into something where there's actually a spot for you. And so at the beginning, in addition to all of this research, I also hired an industry consultant, which was extremely beneficial. She really helped me to fill in the blanks. And I did an enormous amount of reading and research online and just meeting with contractors.
I got you. Well, okay, now what's the price point? Now, these things are very, you know, they're very glamorous, very upscale.
Yes,
how much are they?
They're luxury items, and they retail for an average price of about $400 US.
Okay.
Yeah.
What, how do you retail them?
They're sold, right now, they're sold only through our online boutique at isolaisabella.com. However, there's been a lot of interest in terms of selling wholesale so that they're available more readily to the public.
Okay, you're getting into to the major retailers like upscale, like Saks, Moomies, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can do
that. Would be nice.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. But you know, I like the idea of selling online. Number one, because going back to that whole quality of life thing, you know, the smaller quantity. I don't really want to be a Roberto Cavalli. I just have a certain, you know, 1, 2, 3, 5-year sales forecast that I'd like to meet. And once I kind of meet that sales forecast, that's where I'd like to stay. So by selling online, number one, I help myself maintain that quality of life where I'm not getting into another industry that's so enveloping in terms of every aspect of my life. And number two, I really wanted the Isola Isabella garments to maintain their uniqueness. And if they're a garment that's so incredibly readily available, you know, then you're going to be bumping into somebody else that's wearing them all the time. So the online stuff helps accomplish a couple of different goals.
Well, one of the unique things here, you got into this business through being a yacht captain. Well, how did you get involved being a yacht captain? You know, a very gorgeous blonde lady handling the helm of a large-scale yacht. How did that happen?
Well, a couple years out of university, I was in an office. I had great dreams of you know, that corner office with the great
Yeah.
view. That really didn't pan out, and I thought that maybe I wanted to go back to school to study marine biology, so I hopped on board a commercial boat as a deckhand that carried a staff of naturalists, actually. And we sailed Southeast Alaska, the Sea of Cortez, and I thought if I could make a 6-month commitment to this boat and learn a bit more about marine biology, I would understand whether I wanted to go back to school. And after, I would say, probably 6 weeks of being on this boat, I just knew, no more school, I just want to be on a boat. This is fantastic.
And you're qualified to sail a yacht around the world, any place in the world. That's pretty spiffy.
Yes, I have a United States Coast Guard. It's considered a 1,600 domestic ton, 3,000 international ton master upon oceans. Excuse me, master upon oceans.
That's great, Heather. Hey, well, listen, we're running out of time, but God bless you. And
Thank you.
And good luck with your new venture.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
All righty. And stay with us. We'll return right after these words.